You're listening to the DolphinsTalk.com podcast network.
You're listening to the DolphinsTalk.com podcast, the most listened to daily Miami Dolphins podcast on the internet. Come on, Dolphins fans. Time to fins up.
All right, Miami! Miami's got the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. Hey, when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl. 'Cause we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number one. Miami Dolphins.
Hello, Dolphin fans. Welcome to another episode of Dolphins Talk. This is a special episode brought to you by me, Marisa Marino, and I have a very special guest joining me today, and that is Mark Perry, a newly undrafted free agent that signed with the Miami Dolphins, coming to us from TCU. Mark, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited, and I'm so excited to introduce you to all of the Dolphin fans and all of 305. So, behalf of all of us, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Excited to get going.
We are excited to have you. I'm sure it's been a journey, hasn't it?
Man, I don't even think that's a good enough word.
The understatement of the year, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about it. I mean, so obviously we know you came from TCU. I mean, did you start playing ball as a young kid, or did you get into it later on in life?
Yeah, nah, I mean, I started back in probably like elementary school. Was walking home one day, ripped down a street sign and, brought it back to my mom's and was like, I want to play football. And till this day, she's always asking me like, why'd you pick football? And I'm like, I have no idea. But, it's just kind of something that, I after playing for a while, just continually just kept going out there and something I love to do. And, all my friends were out there doing it as well. So, it was always just that thing for me that whenever I was doing it, nothing else mattered. So just glad to be in this position to continue my playing career and, trying to make the most of it. So
I love that. You never know where it starts. What was the sign that you ripped down?
it was just like sign up for tackle football today. And it was like
You didn't take down like a street sign.
Yeah. It was like I had played football before, but it was like flag football. So this one was officially like tackle football, and I ran it home to her, and she was just like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, why not?
Well, now she's not asking that question. I'm sure she's really thankful you grabbed down that flyer. That's awesome. So you started from there. So you played in high school, obviously. Did you play any other sports in high school, or was it just football?
Yeah, so I played football, and I ran track and field.
Okay. Well, we know that track and field comes in handy. As we all know, Coach Mike McDaniel loves his speed.
Yep.
And we saw your record for the 40-yard dash, and you put up some great numbers. What was it? Was it a 4.37, 4.47?
Yeah, 4.38.
4.38. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're just wanting to be part of the track team of the Dolphins is what it is. You're ready.
Yeah, I was always told, growing up, speed kills, and like in California, a lot of times we're referred to as track meet football. So, I just kind of, embraced it and took it and ran with it. So
Literally ran with it.
yeah, something that I've always kind of liked to hang my hat on. And obviously, like the Dolphins got all the speed in the world, so it's going to be exciting to get out there and be at practice with those guys during workouts, competing. Just, having fun. So,
well, I love to hear that. I mean, obviously, news travels fast in this day and age. A lot of people had you on their radar, and especially now that you signed with the Dolphins, so many people said that, like, when the draft came and went, you were like the number one UDFA. Like, everybody was talking about Mark Perry. We know you had from sources we heard you had multiple calls, offers to come play for teams. What made you choose Miami?
Yeah, I mean, obviously going through the whole draft process, like, I was expecting to be drafted, but, things didn't go how I planned them. And, I was hurt at first, but, I mean, obviously that's not the end of the road. It's not really about where you start. It's about where you finish. So just kind of had to pick myself up off the mat. And, all these teams were calling, making their offers. And, I'm just kind of, looking through what teams are calling and, what I felt was the best situation. So I ended up signing with Miami because I just felt like it was the best situation for me. I know Jevon Holland personally, so I've known him for a while now. So he's always been one of those guys that I've kind of always, reached out here and there, just asking him about like what his time in the NFL has been like, and just kind of leaned on him for advice. So, and even leading up to the draft, before I knew I was going undrafted, like I had talked to him about the Dolphins because I knew that they were a possibility. So, just kind of leaning on him. And obviously signing Jevon Poyer, he's one of the greatest safeties in the NFL, so being able to be in a room with two guys like that and be able to learn from them, that's huge. And then obviously the players around me going to make me better, going at practice, you got all kind of vets around that, are great people, great players. The culture of the city is great. And even for the things that I enjoy outside of football, Miami's a great place for that. So, I just felt like overall, Miami was the best opportunity for me. So.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like all around it was just a great fit. Well, I'm so glad to hear that. I mean, and it's something that we're seeing. I mean, we're seeing pictures of like Jevon Poyer working out with Nick Needham, and we're just really seeing him take a lot of, some of the rookie guys or players who haven't got a ton of playing time and really just taking him under his wing. And I know that that's just such a huge thing. Also, though, we know that there is a major need for safety in the Dolphins locker room and the Dolphins team. Did that play into it at all, knowing that there was opportunity in that position?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I feel like, every player's goal at the end of the day is to, be able to help and contribute to helping the team win. So, I mean, like, I want to be put in the best position possible to be able to make that happen. So I think that gave me the best opportunity for that. So.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love Miami, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I grew up.
I've never been.
Ever?
Ever. The
Wow.
furthest east I've been living wise is Texas.
Well, you are in for a treat. As I'm sure you know, we always say we got to focus on football first, but when you're not focusing on football, man, such an amazing city, great
Yeah.
people, great nightlife. I mean, and who doesn't mind being just a couple seconds away from the beach? I mean, that's
As a California guy, I appreciate that.
yeah. Do you surf at all, or?
I don't surf. I like going to the beach, just being able to unwind, kind of clear my mind. But I feel like Miami's pretty similar to LA. Like, there's a lot of stuff to do, and obviously if you're not focused, you can get into some trouble. But
Yeah.
if you have the right mindset and you're worried about the right things, there's nothing to really worry about. So
Well, I
I
love
think
that.
I've been in that position before, and even being down at TCU, like Dallas, same kind of situation. So I feel like if you're focused on the right things, like you'll be okay.
Well, sounds like you've got a great head on your shoulders and you know what you're getting into. So coming into this, I mean, like you said, it's kind of been a little bit crazy. So, go from that to going to the draft. Now you're doing the undrafted free agency. We talk about people like Raheem Mostert, who was an undrafted free agent, cut from several teams, took him a while to get to where he ended up landing at. And now we all know him as Raheem the Dream on the Miami Dolphins. What does a player like that, what does that do for you to inspire you and to motivate you, knowing that where he started and where he's at now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just kind of like proof in the pudding. Like, he's a guy that is obviously was put in a similar situation as I was. I'm pretty sure even when he was coming out, he was expected to be drafted, and things didn't necessarily go his way. But you see where he is now, and it's like that. If he would have had the wrong mindset at that time, he probably wouldn't have made it this far. So, but being able to see even just the Dolphins team, period, like obviously you got guys like him Nick Needham. There's a few undrafted guys on that roster that, made the roster and ended up helping contribute to winning football games. So just being able to see that there's guys that have done it, not only on that roster, but in the NFL period, that kind of keeps things in perspective, that, it doesn't really matter where you went in the draft, but, it matters about what you do once you get to, whatever team you're going to.
100%. And I think that that's a great outlook to have on it. And I mean, I don't know Coach Mike McDaniel or Anthony Weaver personally, but it seems like they're such fair guys. And what an exciting group of people to play for. Did that play into it any too? I mean, everybody,
Yeah.
especially the Dolphins having been on TV last season, seeing
Mm-hmm.
Coach McDaniel, knowing Anthony Weaver's going into that. How do you feel about that coaching staff, just getting to meet those guys?
I feel really good about it. It's funny because, last season during my last college season, I was watching the Hard Knocks series, and, it's funny looking back because, like, I was watching it every week, and now it's like I'm about to be, with these guys. So
So
it's pretty,
surreal, huh?
yeah, it's crazy. It's funny story. I actually, my senior year of high school, I wore number 20 because that's when Jaylen Ramsey was in Jacksonville, and he was wearing number 20. And he was one of the DBs that I kind of looked up to. And, I actually switched my number my senior year just for that reason. So
Okay.
it's kind of surreal just looking back to see how much time has gone by and, like, how far I've come. So, it's going to be exciting to be able to, learn from those guys and, compete with them as well.
Well, I imagine, and congratulations to you. That is so exciting. Speaking of that, you said you changed your number. One of the things I wanted to know was, is there a player in your position, in that safety position, that you really kind of like model yourself after, or you just love their style, their play, and it's somebody who you kind of like look at?
Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily a single one that I model my game after, but I think I kind of like to look at different guys and see, things that they bring to the table that, make them who they are. Obviously Jevon Holland is one of those guys. There's Kevin Byard, Derwin James. There's a lot of really good safeties in the league, and then, there's a lot of good young talent as well. Xavier McKinney. Um, there's a whole lot of guys. So I just kind of like to watch each one and, see the things that they do well and just kind of see how I can apply it to my game. And, I'm just kind of that player that's always had the mindset of just trying to come in and get better. Obviously nobody's nowhere near a finished product their rookie year. So, for me, I think the big things is going to be going in, and just keeping the same mindset I've always had. First guy in the building, last one to leave, making sure I'm asking questions, being attentive in meetings, taking notes, and just doing the things that got me to this point. I think a lot of times guys get to this point and they forget the things that got them here. So just sticking to, what I know and what I believe in, I think that's going to be big for me.
I love that. That's great. And you actually head down there. You said you head down there next Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Awesome. That's so exciting. So actually, in honor of that, I have a picture here. People love to see what the new players are gonna look like in their uniforms, and here it is here. Now, so they
Yeah.
threw you into that. Now we know
Yeah.
OBJ got signed today, and
Yeah.
he wears the number 3. And although that number 3 looks really great on you,
Definitely probably not going to be that. But
yeah, I was gonna say, are you okay with parting ways with that number 3?
yeah, I honestly, it's funny because at TCU, I kind of just fell into that number.
Okay.
So when I came out of high school, I originally went to the University of Colorado, and I was wearing number 5. And then when I transferred to TCU, I changed to 3 because obviously 5 was retired due to LaDainian Tomlinson.
Okay.
So I just kind of fell into that number. It's not anything that, it's like I need number 3. I mean, I'm just trying to play ball. So.
Okay. Well, they're gonna have to find you another great one. So speaking of OBJ, I mean that news all dropped today, and I love the quote Pat McAfee show today. He was talking about OBJ being picked up, and he said, "Man, like this is a plethora of weapons for Mike McDaniel to use with that massive brain of his." And he said, "I think right now you should be thinking Super Bowl or bust for this team." And something like that as a fan is really cool. But as someone who is going out there and working to make this team, I mean, what is another guy like OBJ coming onto the team? What is that like for you?
I think that's huge, not only for me, but the team. Like, you have a guy that's obviously been able to play at a really high level for quite a long time. Somebody that's actually been to a Super Bowl and won a Super Bowl. So just not only having his wisdom from, a receiver standpoint, but even just coming from a guy that's been around, multiple winning cultures, with the Rams, obviously the Ravens this year. They didn't get as far as they wanted to get, but, he was still around a winning culture. So, having him in the building, that's definitely going to be huge. I know just with who I am, I'm going to be asking him a bunch of questions on, just things that he's seen from DBs that, made it hard on him, just so, I could try to apply those different things to my game. So I think just for everybody it's going to be huge. And obviously for the receivers that, we drafted or that are on the roster, they're going to be able to learn things from him as well. So I think he's just going to be one of those guys that everybody kind of leans on, everybody kind of knows. So I think that'll be huge for the team.
Awesome. Yeah, well we as fans are definitely excited about it. We love our wide receivers for Tua to throw the ball to. So
Yeah.
wide
So
receiver 3 is
the
awesome.
offensive league.
Yeah, I mean it truly is. So well that's great. So tell me, Mark, do you have any family kind of like supporting you along in this journey? Like who's kind of keeping you like humble and like just kind of helping you stick through this whole process?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a good support group around me. I don't think it's just one person. I have a lot of mentors, have family that's, been around the whole time. But, if I had to just say one person, I mean, of course, it would be my mom. She's always made a way to help me achieve the things that I want to achieve. And, she's been my number one fan the whole way. So I don't think anything's going to change. And, so I'm looking forward to what's to come.
Awesome. Well, that's so exciting. We are definitely looking forward to that as well. Now, is mom's going to go with you down to South Florida for that initial trip?
Nah, she'll probably wait. I think I'm gonna probably head out by myself just because, just head down, business trip kind of mentality.
Right.
And then, she'll probably come visit me later down the road. My birthday is actually at the end of May, so she might come see me down there. So we'll see.
Mine's the end of May too. Are you a
Yeah,
Gemini?
I am.
Me too. I'm the 23rd.
I'm the 30th.
Okay. Okay. Well, happy soon to be birthday to both of us.
Not for sure.
So going down to Miami, so you talked about, the beach and all, getting to do all that. You said you haven't visited down there before, but you did play in Texas, so you are used to that heat.
Yeah.
That's going on down there. It's Texas is hot, it's humid, so you're feeling pretty comfortable, like you've already kind of got it figured out, the whole dealing with how hot it is down in South Florida.
I think I do, but it's funny because like you're somewhere for so long, you get used to it, and then you leave for a little bit, and you go back, and it's like, dang, like this is worse than I remember. So it might be a little adjustment period since I haven't been in Texas for a couple months, but
Right.
it's nothing that I haven't been in before. Fall camp in Fort Worth, Texas was pretty intense. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love too that I'm sure you've seen Coach McDaniel wears like the sweat jumpsuit to
yeah,
all the practices. And he said in interviews, like, if the players are going to be hot, I need to be hot too. And I think that that's like, it's interesting that he does that to me, but at least he's there in strength and numbers if everybody's sweating out there.
yeah, you could tell he's a big players coach. Like dudes have no problem interacting with him, and sometimes that's rare to see, especially. I feel like especially in the NFL, since it's so business-like, like I feel like guys are always kind of really uptight and kind of watching what they're doing. Like I feel like guys are actually themselves around him. So that's pretty
Yeah.
that's pretty cool to see as well.
That's gotta be so important as a player, and I would think too, I mean, those Miami Dolphins scorecards came out of, where they're, graded by the facilities and
Mhm.
everything, and the Dolphins got an A, so I'm sure that doesn't hurt either as
Yeah.
someone headed down there.
Mhm.
Well, that's awesome. We are just so excited to have you there. I really, truly hope that everything works out. And we have you on the team. I mean, this Dolphins team hasn't seen a Super Bowl since before either you and I were even thought of or born. And now with the Lions, I hate to say it, but we have the longest playoff drought. I mean, Mark, are you ready to help us like fix that?
Yeah, I think I seen what Dolphins not have a playoff one since 2000, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, so we got to fix that, and that's the good thing about being in Miami. Like I feel like everybody has that mentality, has that got a like-minded mindset of
Mhm.
coming in and wanting to win. I through my years of college, my biggest year was probably 2022. TCU, we were underdogs the whole year and made it all the way to the national championship. Like nobody expected us to get that far, but just coming in every day, everybody had the right mindset, wasn't really worried about the outside noise or the rankings or anything like that. It was just focusing on the process. Monday practice was Monday practice, Tuesday practice, that's all we were worried about. So, I feel like if we're able to take the same approach and just focus on getting better and, pushing each other to where we need to go, I think we'll for sure be able to fix that. So I'm looking forward to getting down there, meeting the coaches, meeting my teammates, and, just trying to help out any way I can.
Ah, we love to hear it. As a Dolphin fan, we love to hear it. Um, well, awesome. So, Mark, tell people, are you on social media for podcast listeners? Can they find you and keep up with your journey? Because I know they're going to want to.
Yeah, I am. So I think you posted my Twitter the other day. It's presidential MP. I mean, I know I'm pretty hard to find. I need to put my name somewhere in my in my account. But and then on Instagram, if you just type in my name, Mark Perry, it should pop up. But my username is underscore MP, and then the number 5 IVE.
Okay, perfect. Yes, because I know fans want to follow along on your journey as things get going. I think I posted the other day we were 126. I posted yesterday we were 126 days till kickoff. So I think all the fans, especially as basketball is slowly going to be winding down, we are going to be laser focused in on this Dolphin team and what's in store for them. So thank you so much for joining us. Any last words, friend? Any words for the Dolphin fans out there? Anything you want to say to them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to, meeting some of y'all. Obviously just getting to know the people of Miami, the culture of the city, the culture of the team. And if there's anything that y'all feel like I should know, reach out and let me know. I'm really trying to make sure that I really put myself into a position where I'm accessible not only to the fan base, but just getting to know everybody. The biggest part of this game and the position I've been put in is relationships. So I think that's a big thing that I like to focus on, and I'm always going to be accessible. So
Well, I think you're going to find that you will have no shortage of that, especially on Dolphins Twitter. Dolphins Twitter is a breed of its own. You will you'll quickly learn that. But the fans are so great. I mean, everybody is just like it's just like a big neighborhood. Everybody is just like so supportive. A lot of them went to Tua's luau recently that went down. A lot of the big fans that were able to make it. And it's such a great community, and I'm so excited for you to meet all of them as well. So, here at Dolphins Talk, we wish you the best of luck. We hope to be talking to you again soon, especially when
yeah,
we find out what that you make the team and what that jersey number is going to be.
yeah,
We're excited to
I
see
need
what
to
that's going to be.
I need to figure that out ASAP. And one
Uh,
last thing,
yeah.
if y'all know of if anybody watching this is into fashion,
Mm.
clothes, shoes, anything, let me know the spots in Miami, because that's something that I'm really passionate about and like to pursue off the field. So obviously I've never been to Miami, so I need to know what the spots are.
Awesome. I feel like who I feel is going to be able to help you with that too, because I always see him doing so much with fashion. Nick Needham, he's always posting fashion stuff. So I think he's really into it. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of Bradley Chubb has been posting a lot of stuff too about within the fashion world. So I'm hoping some of the guys are going to
Nah,
take you under.
they'll for sure be able to help me. I know once I get there, they'll have all the spots. But
Yeah. I'm sure the people that live there and know it and live it and breathe it, they'll definitely be able to
Yeah.
help you as well. So anything you need from Dolphin Nation, we are 100% here for you, Mark. So
All right,
we're
bet.
super glad to have you.
All right, bet.
Awesome. Well, I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for tuning into this special episode of Dolphins Talk with newly signed undrafted free agent safety Mark Perry from TCU. We'll see you all later. Bye.